Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for the Isofarian Guard. Now this is a very, very, very early discussion on this game because it is insanely massive.
Yeah, it's big game.
It's a big game. It's huge. Like, I have moved a lot of stuff off the table and away because this box is like larger than, it's definitely larger than, it's probably about the size of the Frosthaven box. It's not as jam-packed, but the overall box size is. So this is very preliminary thoughts on the game. And overall my thoughts are very positive.
Yeah, other than that fucking wolf.
Yeah, so there's things about it that it just naturally has that I don't enjoy. And it actually all does pertain to combat.
There's one not combat thing that I'm not in love with so far.
Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about any negatives that we're kind of not vibing with. So I'm curious what your...
It's resting.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they make resting almost unobtainable,
yeah.
Like, at the beginning, because we're right now in the situation where it's like, oh, well, we only have 6 lux, so we can't rest at our own home.
Yeah.
We don't have any money, so we can't rest in a village.
Right.
So me at 3 HP is just doomed to die.
Yeah, you just have, 3 HP because, this is a very, it says, like, if you look up, like, the retreat section, just gear up for that. Like, make sure you know how those rules work, because you're probably going to be doing it a lot. Where, oh god, now I can't even fucking find where retreating is. 36. So Isofar is a very dangerous place, and sometimes you may feel the need to run from an enemy encounter. It's like, that's fine, but we're at the very beginning.
Yeah.
So it doesn't behoove people to want to play your game when they feel like they're getting their ass pounded the entire fucking time. It's like, I'm all for a challenge and getting beat up and even having progressional damage until you go rest. But there's just times where you're like, you move one space, draw a token, oh, it's a fight, and then the fight is like just grueling.
And it's like, oh, I can't even go back and get some HP.
Yeah. Or you don't heal anything, or you use your one health potion, and then you're like, alright.
Yep.
So, and let's say you win that fight.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, we scraped on through, we did it. Move one more section. Oh, another draw.
And it's like, if you're not close to a city or your town, then it's like I guess that's the challenge of it, is just being prepared for all that.
It definitely seems like that you are expected to, they give you literal save spots.
Yeah.
Like, you can always go back to Fordistra, you can always go back to the last inn you rested on. And, if you don't have any, like, items or anything, or any like, satchel stuff, then, you're just, like, full health, and okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Let's keep going.
I'll take the D.
But if you do have all that stuff, then it's kind of like a risk to go out and potentially lose it all.
Yeah. Other than that, really, I think this is a cool game.
Yeah, it has a lot of positives. Every campaign game that I've played,
there's always something.
There is always something. Like, this is very akin to Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, Midara, Oathsworn. Like, it's just kind of the sheer nature of campaign board games. So the negatives that I have for it are in a lot of other ones.
Yeah.
So it's still here, but it's actually a little alleviated. So my negatives, and I agree with you, resting seems like insane. Just because it costs so much. Like, to rest in this area cost
20 gold.
20 gold, and that was all the gold we had.
And they did, they do say that the economies in every town are different.
Different.
It could be, like, cheaper in a smaller town where, like, if we go over to Mir or something, it's like, oh yeah, it's only 10 gold.
Yeah, or 5. Yeah, we just happened to do it on the way there, and that's probably our fault.
Yeah.
But we were like, well, we need to fucking make it there.
Yeah.
So my negatives, like I said, pertain to combat, and I do not like combats in mainly board games that go on way longer than they have to. And there's a lot of that. There's a lot of you setting up to do a bunch of stuff, and you're like, yeah, sweet, I did 6 damage in one hit. Awesome. They flip a card, heal 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Like what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
like,
whenever it seems like the cards are just like going out of their way to extend the combat, it's like, yeah, cool. I mean, they already hit hard. They don't need a friend to hit hard with them.
Yeah, if they die, that's just one of a million enemies.
Yeah.
Whereas every time they hit us, we're gradually losing health and we're weaker for the next fight.
Exactly.
And they're just like, yep, top deck, full heal, basically start over.
Yeah.
I do not like that at all. I don't like that in any other game. So, and then the one we just experienced was just a top deck, add another enemy.
Yep. One of you is low on HP, so we're gonna make you pay for it.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, we're barely fighting one. Why would that be a card?
Why throw in a second?
The only reason is to just be like, this game is difficult.
Yeah, you need... It's kind of like that you're going to have to run.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, retreating, there's no real negative. You just don't get any rewards, so it's not like, oh, you take damage on the way out. I mean, you potentially can.
We luckily didn't.
Yeah, they just bared their teeth and then we ran off.
Yeah, we were like, that's scary.
But at the same time, it's kind of like, aren't we supposed to be like guards? Aren't we supposed to be like these badass people who are stone-bound? And
well, I just have a bunch of potions.
Yeah, you're very, very support.
Yeah, and I guess that would be my other negative is like, comparatively, like, I just feel like I'm cycling through all my tokens every turn. So that's kind of rough, which could be mitigated later in the game. Yeah. And that's cool. That's fine. But early game, they're definitely telling you, yeah, you're gonna be losing HP just from existing.
Yes, that kind of seems to be what they're going for. So these negatives could be alleviated as we continue.
Exactly.
And so the money might not ever be an issue because we still haven't done any side quests. Side quests could just be like, hey, please go find this item. And you get there, and then it's like, yeah, here it is. Oh, here's 50 gold.
Yep.
Here's 50 sil.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, thank God. All right.
It's like, oh, cool. I can actually do things now.
Yeah, here's 15. Because it sounds like there's a lot of stuff that just use Lux as currency.
Yeah.
As
which is
well
weird because it's the experience system. So
yeah, and since we already are in Chapter 2 for Campaign 1... it's like to go up on your skill tree costs 25 Lux.
Yeah.
So it's like...
how am I ever going to have that much?
Yeah, so there's a couple things that it could do. It could just naturally give us a lot.
Yeah.
So we level up, so we progress as the game goes on. Or it does what I hope it doesn't do and makes you grind for it. I do not want to grind for XP in a board game.
Yeah, that's...
at all.
That's, yeah.
That's hours upon doing it and making very little progress versus grinding in a video game that you could just do super quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it still takes hours, but it's still like if you're grinding for Souls and Dark Souls or Grace and Elden Ring, it's just as quick as go to a Grace site, hit a button, rest, everything's back.
Yeah.
Go boom and get your XP.
This is, I mean, you got setup, you have combats, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's not as quick. So I'm hoping that doing... side quests and just naturally through narrative events gives you stuff so you naturally progress and level up, because I do not want to constantly move one step, draw back, hope it's a fight.
Exactly.
And then just fight a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I will lose interest very, very quickly. Other than that, yeah, this feels very much like a video game.
Yeah.
Like,
the narrative is really cool. The foreteller stuff is dope. Voice acting's awesome.
It's so good.
The soundtrack is cool. The art is great. I mean, like every other aspect of it is pretty sick nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact of it was weird because from like listening to it or watching how the plays and reading it, I thought that it was gonna be kind of like tedious to move one node and then draw a token.
It's not. I mean, it goes
not that bad.
It goes pretty quick.
Yeah.
And like it does seem like we're drawing the compass pretty frequently. And like when that happens, it's just like boop 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 boop. All right, we're good.
Yeah.
Like it's quick.
Yeah. And it's like, oh well, we were trying to fight. So, and if you draw the compass, you can choose to fight.
Yeah. And even if we fight, like that's the thing is really the only the main tedious part is fighting the higher level stuff. So it's like, yeah, you have a 1 in 5 chance of that happening.
Yeah.
So 20% chance that you're going to have a rough spot. Otherwise, it's pretty manageable.
And the enemies they are all dynamic. All the enemies we have fought have felt completely
Very
different from one another. And not only are they the same, like, even if you fight the same enemy, like, there could be narrative rules that surround them. They really have encapsulated, like, an RPG video game system very well. And I had a friend, he made the statement that because of that, he'd rather play a video game. And normally I agree with that. If this was an IP already, like if this was Skyrim, I'd be like, I'll just play Skyrim. Yeah. But it's not.
But it's its own thing.
So it's like I really want to learn more about these characters. And like you said, the voice acting is amazing. The narrative I'm
very interested
invested in.
Yeah. Like quickly too. Like it didn't start and I was just like, oh, whatever.
Right.
Some people found some rocks, all right.
Yeah.
But no, it was immediately I was like, oh, okay, where is this gonna go?
Yeah, they did. The voice acting is so well done that when you're meeting characters, you're like, I hate this person.
Yeah, dude. I already have 2 enemies that I'd kill in a moment. I
love the dynamic of the two.
Yeah.
The 2 guard system. The fact that this is specifically designed for 1 or 2 players is also huge. It's not like, Madara is like you always have 4 people running, so it's like you play 4 players and each person, or what I do is 2, and you just control 2 people. That's also very narrative heavy. But even like whenever you get to, I guess some slight spoilers, but it happens almost immediately. When you get to Fort Istra and that's your hub, like the fact that it gives you a hub to deal with. Where it's like, yep, you're gonna want to get a bunch of resources if you want to build this.
And I feel like that rewards exploration, so I like that.
Yeah, you eventually, because I don't think there's anything stopping you from looking at like the harvesting thing and be like, oh, where's ancient oak?
Yeah.
Like, oh, is ancient oak all the way up here? Like, if you're from this land, you would know that. Oh, like we would know. Oh, if you go to that forest, that has red cedar.
Yep.
So just go chop that down. So you can trek all the way there to get a max of 4. And luckily it's not like insane. It's not like you need 60 ancient oaks. Well, I can only carry 4. So that sounds miserable. It's nothing crazy like that.
It's just a lot of combinations.
Yeah. But, just one of the things that you can build, which we haven't, is like a training grounds. And the training grounds is like, hey, now you have unique challenges. Like
get better at the game.
Yeah.
Like get stronger so you can face... a wolf that brings a friend.
You can face one wolf.
Yeah, one really scary wolf.
You have to get to the advanced challenges to be able to take on the wolf, but eventually you'll get there. Yeah. They have the side quests, and everything's like manageable. It feels like expansive like a video game, which is awesome, but still very succinct.
Yes, yeah.
Like it's like, hey, by the way, here's caravan quests that you can do. Here's side quests that you can do now. But because of that, it just tells you
don't overlap.
Yeah, they can't. You can only ever place 1. You can only ever have one you can only have 1 bounty. You can only have 1 caravan or 1 side quest active at a time. So you're not losing track of everything.
Yeah.
For as big as this game is, it's condensed and organized very well. Yeah. And that's why combat is very hard, but it's also not super frustrating because all it is, and it's probably not super exciting to watch either, all it is your personal board and the enemy board. There's no maneuvering. Yeah. There's no minis. So I'm very curious, what are your thoughts on combat overall?
I think the combat's fun.
Okay.
I still think it's good.
Yeah.
I think the flow of it is nice. It's pretty easy to grasp.
It's thematic. I still get into the theme with it.
It is thematic. The RNG will always be weird. I just don't think that there will ever be a perfect way to do RNG.
Oh, smart.
Well, yeah. But that's just because it gives you a choice.
That's true.
So it makes you feel like you have control when you still don't.
Yeah.
And you do have a little bit more control because it's like you can look, there's here's all of these cards and none of them are blanks and there's only 6 cards left.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what I'm gonna draw.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, it's just RNG is hard to do, and it's hard to do in a way that makes it feel like you're doing something cool, but it's fine.
Right. Yeah, like whenever I first heard about this, because I actually backed this based off the recommendation of a friend. I didn't know much about it whenever I ordered it, and then I found out it was chip based.
Yeah.
So everyone has their own unique chips in their bag, and my entire thought was kind of like, oh, is it going to be purely off of what you draw, and you hope you can do something? Mm-hmm. And it is that. Like, you do have to still... Like, if I want to do my advanced ability, I have to draw a sword. If I draw both my shields, then that's that. But there's a couple things around that. You're almost always doing something. And you can use 2 of any symbols as anything else. So it's like if I really wanted to do my advance and I did draw 2 shields, then
still do it.
I could still do it, but...
It's going to eat more chips.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about the way the bag works, and unfortunately we did find it in the FAQ, is whenever you have to draw, you draw up until you have black chips equal to your AP, which is 2 at the very beginning anyway. And so if you're drawing from your bag, let's say I, have 1 in all of my chips, and I have 1, I draw 1, oh, I don't have any, I can't draw a second one, you have to take a damage to put them back in.
Which forces things to be a little weird whenever you have 3 black chips.
Yeah.
So it's like if I want to do things, then I'm eating a damage every turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you have a natural kind of way of healing.
As long as I keep it active.
Yeah, as long as you're keeping it active. So, that's the only kind of weird thing. And I get it. It's the same thing as Gloomhaven, like losing a card every round. And then eventually, it's supposed to represent, of course, your gradual stamina or whatever, wearing down. It's not that big of a negative. It is there. But there's a lot of decision making when you're in combat. Just depending on what the enemy's doing, because the enemies have active, passive stuff. That it's like, if you attack, it increases its strength. It's like,
if you attack, you'll take damage.
Okay. It's like, do I want to try and do stuff quickly just to whittle it down? Do I want to build up for a massive attack?
Yep.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it is a cool game. It is very fun.
It is very unique because there's no other combat like that.
Yeah.
I don't know any other combat that's chip based.
Yeah, this is a very unique game.
Because you've played I've had you play Burn Cycle, which was made by a company called Chip Theory Games, and I guess they have technical chip combat, but that's more tactical skirmish stuff. There's nothing that's like using chips for your actions.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited to see how these characters build, because they all have their skill tree.
Yeah, and their skill trees are pretty expansive.
It is. Yeah, it is, because you can just go up, you can get Purification, you can start getting more black chips in your bag. I went with more health, so I can try and get up to Flank. And every character has just different combinations of ability cards. But you're also capped on what you can get based off the chapters you're in. So there's a lot. Let's see. There's something else. Oh yeah, kind of like the silver lining to my negatives with combat was the fact that it is still just so quick to set up.
Yeah.
It wasn't that whole ordeal. Even with the new enemy coming in, it wasn't like, hold on, let me go get all the minis and all that stuff.
Yep, just gotta grab some cards,
boom,
shuffle, put out some little boxes.
little cubes.
Yep.
And then it's like, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much a lot of stuff I can think about. Like, it's very, it is very narrative driven. I think overall we are optimistic about it.
Yeah.
I'm not as hyped as like I am for some other games, because we just got done getting our shit pushed in.
Yeah. It's put us in a bit of a sour mood.
Kind of, yeah, because I was like, we could have taken one.
Yeah.
You still would have been hurt, but we could have taken one.
But we would have gotten some rewards, and now we're walking away with nothing, and I'm still hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like you, we would have had enough lux to go back to Fort Eastra and rest and get rid of stuff. Yeah, and the other thing is like things aren't as clear as I wish they were because they have this start around like this player aid, which is really good. Mm-hmm. This is a pretty good like kind of cover a lot of stuff. Oh, it literally tells us harvesting and mining locations.
Oh, cool.
So Ancient Oak is in node 17. Right there. That's where Ancient Oak
pretty
is.
high up.
So this is really good. Like, for almost everything. But like whenever you have like nuances, it's like, is that in the rule book?
Is it in the rules?
Is that in the
index?
reference?
Is it in the reference?
Yeah, it's kind of all over the place.
Kind of jumping between books.
And even then, like it's like it took us forever to find the rule on what happens when you're drawing and you can't draw.
I found it on accident.
Yeah. And there's stuff that we still haven't experienced. We haven't really experienced saving. We haven't done really side quests.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this is a very early discussion.
Yeah.
On the game. I don't mind that combat is difficult. Like I would actually much rather it be too difficult than too easy.
Agreed. Because then it's just boring.
Exactly. You just steamroll everything. Because we had a fight in the chapter 1 where the brigands showed up, and it's like, oh, and we just slaughtered them. And then the next fight
was not.
But we still came through, and it's like, all right, we got it.
And then the next fight was fine.
Yep.
And then the next fight was not fine.
Was not fine. And it's more of just the fact that I'm now annoyed of how much time has been sunk into it. It's like, oh, because that's the thing is they also can just heal. Like the thing was like, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna heal. It's like, well, that's kind of wasted your entire turn.
Yep.
Cool.
Thanks, I guess.
And then like the next card, oh, it brings in another fully healthy one. Why don't you? Okay, instead of that, just tell me I lost.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, okay, so the index for chapter 2 is a Dust Stalker. Oh, in parentheses it says you lose. Yeah.
No, you didn't.
But that could all be just sense of progression. We could come across these at level 2 at another point,
and we're just steamroll.
Oh, let me. For my first draw, I'm gonna do that. That's 16 attack. Oh, it's dead. Okay, and I hope that's the case. Again,
I want that progression to exist.
Yes.
I want to feel strong.
Yeah, this game honestly hinges on how much I enjoy it, on how grindy it is.
Yes.
If it's making you have to go out and just do battle after battle after battle just to get items and drops.
You should be able to get what you need from endpoint to endpoint.
Right. Because if you're wanting to build a very particular item, and you have no control over where those enemies are, then that's very frustrating.
Yeah.
Because these are random.
Yeah.
Like, to find the Dust Stalker, for example, on node 99, which we were at, it's a level 2, but you'd have to draw the 3rd skull.
Yeah.
If we're on 99, like we're like, oh, there's a potential for us to fight it there, and we go all the way back to 99, but we draw the 1, it's a Brigand Archer.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, I need the drop of a Dust Stalker. I can't guarantee that. So that shit, there better be moments like it was when we first got to Fort Eastra, and it's like, hey, here's all the stuff. Here's a bunch of stuff you got.
Yeah.
I don't mind going out and searching for particular things, like
if I know where they're at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that will honestly make or break. If we're in like chapter 4 of campaign 1, or hell, even campaign 2, and it's like, and
we just spent 3 sessions grinding out materials.
Yeah, I will not continue.
Yeah.
I'll be like, that sucks. I want to know the story.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have to spend 10 hours of my life
just getting stuff.
Just looking.
I'm not here to play fetch quests.
Exactly. So, but we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know that. That will be, if you see a discussion before we finish the game, that will be why.
That's what happened.
You will know why, because we will talk about why we are quitting it. But as of right now, we're continuing.
Yeah.
Very excited. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's like that's really all I can kind of talk about right now.
Mm-hmm.
So on a scale of 1 to 10,
initial out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm feeling 7.5.
You're at a 7.5.
Yeah. It's definitely better than mid.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to break into great.
Okay.
Just because I want to play more, you know? There hasn't been anything that's super been like, oh, this is amazing. But it's still fun and unique. So
Yeah.
it's better than a 6 or a 7.
Yeah.
But maybe not quite an 8, 9, 10.
Yeah. I'm at an 8, but I also agree. Like, this is sitting right now on Board Game Geek at a... I just looked it up. At a 9.2.
Okay.
For context, Oathsworn is at a 9.1. Well, to be fair, that also has that has 2.4 thousand, so 2,000 reviews. Isofarian Guard has 350.
Okay, yeah.
So Oathsworn sitting at a 9.1 with 2K is really good.
Yeah.
This will, it could still be up there.
Yeah.
And then the other one, Aeon Trespass, is at a 9.3 with 1.9 thousand.
Yeah.
So this one I'm still putting at an 8. I am very intrigued. I'm engaged in combat the entire time. There's a little things that we just don't know.
Yeah.
But this one, out of Oathsworn and Aeon Trespass and others, has one of the highest potentials to climb up to those 9s and 10s.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I wanted to get a quick, just initial thoughts out as we've played like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, I've been playing about that, yeah.
Yeah.
My watch is dead, so I don't know.
Oh, you're like,
check it.
yeah, about that. It's like me, it's as good as me doing this. About 4. Yeah, I think we're about 5 hours in.
That feels right.
So
we can't return it on Steam anymore.
No, yeah. That is kind of how we have to do it. And to me, even though this game is massive and there's so much stuff that we haven't seen, 5 hours into a game,
this still seems approachable.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good. I like. I don't want to come up to a game that's massive and like just be overwhelmed.
That's actually a really good point, because I think I saw someone ask a Reddit question on kind of like, how does this game compare to Oathsworn and Gloomhaven and Tainted Grail and all that? And out of all those games, besides Oathsworn maybe, this is the most approachable one.
I think this might be more approachable than Oathsworn.
You think?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And there's a couple reasons why I say that. I think the mechanics are a little easier. Like
Okay.
it kind of spells it out for you.
Yeah, without miniature-based combat.
Exactly. And 2, price point.
That's also
The
true.
price point is way more accessible.
Yeah.
And I mean, whether people, I know board game people like to drop money on board games, but approachability, your money goes into that.
No, you're 100% correct. Like, I was going to bring that up when comparing it to that. Yeah, I do think you're correct. I think, because you don't have to worry about miniature stuff. There's no weird, like, how's the enemy going to move? Like,
There's not a ton of tedious setup.
It's just, you're right, it is just 4 things of boards, and you're...
And all of these are already here.
Yeah.
All you have to do is get the cards.
They're just there, and you put the cards over, and then you just draw one, and it's like, oh, this is just what it does.
Yep.
Boom. Compare its attack to that, and yet still keeping it engaging.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you're just always comparing attack to defense.
Exactly.
And just alter. It's like, no, they're doing stuff that the enemies completely feel unique, that you're finding something different. Now, if we come across a Dusk... what was it? A Dusk Dick? Dust Stalker game, we're gonna know.
We're just gonna leave.
Yeah, we're gonna be like, ooh, okay, fuck that. I mean, which you could pull more theme into it by being like, if you were in the woods, even if you had a sword and you came across a bear with its cubs, you wouldn't be like, oh, I'm a guard, I can take it. I'd be like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
I'm not gonna fight a bear.
Yeah, even if I have some magical ability, that's not enough.
That's a bear.
That's a mama bear.
She's mad.
And then you hear like another one sniffing, and you're like, oh, there's 2. I might kill myself instead.
I'm gonna lay down.
Yeah.
Just wait it out.
Just pull out a pillow.
Yeah.
Just gonna hope they leave. They curl up next to you.
This is my dream, dude. This is the best. Hi, babies.
But yeah, you just flip the card and you go top to bottom.
Yeah,
and
yeah, I love Oathsworn. So
yeah, exactly. But yeah, and then Oathsworn is pushing 500.
Exactly.
About 400. The cheapest game that's in this vein that is even close to this price point is Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
But the problem, like, so Gloomhaven's probably cheaper than this, even though my apparently Kickstarter was what I say 109.
Yeah.
Which I was like, there's no way.
The actual retail for Think is 190.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is what I was expecting that I had paid. Was so nearly 200.
Yeah.
Gloomhaven sells for probably 130 retail, and I think Frosthaven would have 200. But the thing is those games are insanely more complicated.
Yes, significantly more complicated.
And potentially, especially Gloomhaven, with less content.
Yeah.
Like,
this is a lot.
This is a lot for your money.
Yeah.
But it's not like a dumbed down version.
No,
it's
no.
not like, oh, hey, here's...
It's still very intricate.
Yeah. So that is a positive. That is a huge positive. And that could be why it's sitting at a 9, is people are able to experience that without the headache of a 50-page rulebook.
Yeah. Yeah, because the rulebooks, I mean, like, there's a million of them, but they're concise.
Yeah, they are. And it's really not even just, like... And I'm glad they have multiple books. Like, this, it'd be annoying if this index for, like, the towns and the enemies was mixed with the campaign narrative stuff. So
because then you're just flipping back and forth.
Yeah. So all you do is once you're done with the narrative stuff, you just kind of, okay.
Put it off to the side, grab the index. You want to check something, you have a reference guide or you have the player aid.
And you're most likely in the reference guide anyway. The rulebook seems more just kind of like a
That's going to
generalization.
Yeah, rulebook is going to be everything. This is going to be your quick check.
Exactly. Or this.
Yeah.
Like, this is where I...
That has a lot of information in it. It's a very good player aid.
Yeah. So... it's pretty straightforward because we went in. I had watched the videos and read the rule book, but then, like, it's like it kind of walks you through the tutorial, but it's still because whenever I go back to hell, even Oathsworn or like Aeon Trespass for sure, I'm constantly forgetting things. Here, I'm like, yeah, I think I got it.
Yeah,
like it's like. Okay, it's like, what's harvesting do again? Oh, you just go there and look at the index,
and you get max,
and you just get whatever it is.
Yeah,
you don't have to do some check. Yeah, you don't have to do a check to see how much you get. You're competent people
you're smart enough to know how to chop down a tree
with an axe. Yeah, you have the tool. It's not like, well, how much did you get? Roll a die. If it's between this, you get 1 wood. It's like,
no, you as a person who has grown up in this tundra knows how to chop down a tree and get the most out of it.
Right. Yeah, and it's like, oh, well, okay, do you want to do a bounty? Yeah, just go to an inn and pick a bounty, and it tells you where to go. Yep. Go there and do that. No, that's a good point, and I'm glad you brought that up, just because that is a very close talking point. This feels like a bunch of different, like, the combat feels a little bit, like, in terms of, like, the way the cards work, because Tainted Grail is card-based combat, and you basically put your cards in a row. Yeah. And that tells, like, a story of how you did the combat or how you did the negotiation, but that's still more complex. It somehow managed to, because I can relate some of the movement and like the open-ended narration to, like, Sleeping Gods, but it's not quite like Sleeping Gods. It's still 100% its own thing.
Yeah, it's close enough to others to, like, pick up on the nuance, but unique enough to be its own.
Exactly.
And I like that. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
But really, so, and this is the thing that the question I don't think we've been asking. What's the novelty?
What is the novelty of this game? It's the chips.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's the chips. Yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of RPGs coming out, and they're all just so similar.
They are. We have enough. Yeah. It's not KDM.
It's not KDM.
Yeah. So what this game is missing is about $4,000 of backers' money that they haven't received their product for 2 waves, and they still haven't gotten wave 1, and that came out I think 4 years ago, 4 years ago. So that's what we're missing. What Sky Kingdom Games needed to do was release like 1 campaign and then push everything else back years.
Yes. But charge everyone for it.
But still charge everyone. And then also just put out little pinups of just hentai.
Yeah, that's cool.
But the other thing is, it's like Aeon Trespass, for example, which I absolutely love, is insane with its rulebook.
Yeah.
So there's just every other game that I can think of that this is similar to. It's like, well, it's more complex.
Yeah, it's just a simpler version.
This is,
but it's not so simple that you feel like it's like spoon feeding you.
Yeah, you're not sitting here thinking like, okay, is this for like kids?
Yeah.
Like, is this gateway campaign game?
No, I mean it's dark.
No.
It opened up with a murder scene, like.
Oh yeah, with a battle, like the
Yeah.
final end of a battle. Yeah, the writing is very well done.
Writing is
too.
great. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean it's good. I want this to be a 9 or 10.
I do too. And again, I'm not like overhyping myself.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying that I would rather play all those other games over this one, even though I love those other games.
Yeah.
And it's also hard to compare Oathsworn to this because Oathsworn is a boss battler and this is not.
Yes, correct.
But at the same time, I think sitting at an 8 with how little we have experienced,
it's impressive.
the only thing that could cause me to be like, I'm fucking done, at least for recording purposes, is if it's like if we get to, our next narrative event and then we do like another massive narrative event and it's like, yeah, no, you can't beat these. You didn't go grind enough.
Yeah, that'd be dumb.
And I really don't think people would be rating it a 9.1.
If that was the case.
If that was the case. I don't think they would do that. I think if you want to be better or maybe perhaps not getting beat up as much in between, you probably should go off and grind a little, but that shouldn't be what you have to do to win.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's I'm still sticking with an 8. I do think that the good point. So you're keeping it at 7.5.
I'll hold 7.5.
Okay.
Just because I want it to improve. It's a cool upcoming story. If it goes from a 7.5 to a 9, that's dope.
True.
If it goes from an 8 to a 9, like whatever.
Yeah, who cares? That's barely a thing.
It's a point.
The numbers mean so much.
Yeah. No, I mean, I really want this to be good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
So
I'm a 9 on excitement.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of, I'm like, yeah, that's a good point. And then, if you're watching this and then you're wondering how we're going to do the structure of the campaign. Weirdly. Yeah, it's going to be similar to how I did Sleeping Gods, where I'm going to have a timer. Either a timer or a goal. Like, if it's like, okay, like, we'll have a timer and then be like, okay, do we want to go do this caravan thing for this? We'll kind of play it by ear, but still have a loose timer on it because there's just really no...
Yeah, it's just hard. It's hard to
It's not like you're doing, like, Madara is scenario-based.
Yeah.
Like, I can pick one and be like, this is where we're at. Oathsworn, it's chapters.
Yeah.
Here, it's like, you want to go all the way up there to get the ancient wood? You can.
Yeah.
Gonna get your ass beat all the way up there.
It's gonna take a while.
But you can do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm very excited. You got anything else? Cool. Well, that's our initial thoughts on Isofarian Guard. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.